Trump promised that he would lower costs, in fact, on day one. But what we've seen under his reckless leadership is that costs aren't going down in America. They're going up. Inflation is going up.
Breaking moments ago, brand new numbers showing inflation fell last month much better than expected.
So this was actually a drop of 0.1%, negative 0.1%. That's the first time we've seen that since COVID. Year over year, the annual inflation rate was at 2.4%. This was also better than expected and a 6-month low, moving in the right direction.
At this point, I think Hakeem Jeffries enjoys getting humiliated by the truth. And to add insult to injury, even CNN is taking the side of President Trump's administration as they admit that we're going in the right direction. Democrats like Jasmine Crockett continue to make the news for all the wrong reasons. President Trump shockingly takes a cognitive test, and polls show that the working class have now abandoned the left. Now, we have a lot to talk about today. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right back to our economy, shall we? So Democrats have attacked the Trump administration nonstop since inauguration, and they've taken aim specifically at the economy, citing that he hasn't produced the results that he promised on day one. Now, here's something that they should probably realize. The economy isn't based off of what's happening here in the United States. It's impacted by different factors, which spans the entire globe. It's kind of funny that they suddenly care about the economy now that a Republican is in the White House, because they for sure didn't care when Joe Biden was there. The same administration that flipped the inflation situation upside down.
Talk of inflation. The overwhelming consensus is going to pop up a little bit and then go back down. No one's talking about this great, I don't know anybody, including Larry Summers, who's a friend of mine, who's worried about inflation. Bringing down inflation was 9% when I came to office. 9%.
And just to clarify, inflation was at 1.4% when Joe was inaugurated. But of course, Democrats would never correct him on that, nor did they care to say that their party poured gasoline on inflation as it burned. But what is encouraging to see is that legacy media is showing us the truth this time around. Check out this report from CNN.
Breaking moments ago, new data shows wholesale prices easing this month. Matt Egan is joining us now to kind of walk us through this new information. So what are we finding out?
Well, Jessica, this is the second day in a row we're getting some encouraging news on the cost of living. The one catch, and it is a big one, is that it does not fully capture the impact of the trade war, right? This is measuring prices in March before the full impact of all of the tariff increases. But let me run you through the numbers first. So we're talking about the producer price index. This is wholesale inflation before it gets to all of us as consumers. And we were expecting an increase in prices month over month. We did not get that. We got a drop in prices. Look at this, 0.4%. That is much better than anticipated. The annual rate, we were anticipating around 3.3%. We did not get that. We got a much lower number, 2.7%. This is a deceleration. And when we look at the trend, we can see that things have certainly improved from a few years ago when it comes to inflation. This metric, graphic's not up right now, but this metric was around 11%.
I want you to do it from memory.
So it was really, really high. It has come down significantly. Now, why was this number better than expected? There's a few factors. One of them is energy, right? We've seen oil prices plunge. That has lowered the cost of energy when you think about gasoline and diesel.
Now, while I did say it was encouraging, we also have to note the hint of propaganda hidden there. Whenever we see these leftist media outlets talk about good news for the Trump administration, they got to go out of their way to find something negative. I mean, just look at this article from CNN. The title reads, U.S. inflation cooled to a 6-month low in March, but tariff pressures are quickly mounting. They did the same thing with the report that we watched because they don't want good news for the president, even though good news for the White House equals good news for the country. Which brings me to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Now, she's been the face of the left for quite some time now, and it's honestly doing wonders for the Republican Party. Much like Jeffries and other leaders, Jasmine Crockett also failed to remember what Joe Biden did in office, especially when it came to our economy. And it's funny because now they're saying that President Trump isn't mentally fit to be in office. It's like they wore blindfolds for the last 4 years.
The fact that no one is questioning his mental acuity or fitness to serve is beyond wild to me, right? Like the fact that they sat around, called Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden, and as I said before, at least you could sleep at night because you didn't have to worry about your 401k disappearing overnight. You didn't have to worry about these allegations of fake invasions. You didn't have to worry about the cost of food just skyrocketing, or skyrocketing cost of all of your electronics. You know, the fact that Apple was flying in planes of iPhones before the tariffs hit, like, this is crazy work for no reason. So, you know, I just hope that people remember, because seemingly they got amnesia the first time. And so you've got opportunities to vote. And I will tell you that every single special election we've had, Democrats are swinging no less than 15 points. But honestly, we should be swinging 30 and 40 points because of the level of incompetence and harm that this administration is bringing upon all of us.
Here's a simple answer for her question. The fact is that President Trump can actually finish a sentence and make sense. He's probably taken and answered more questions in 3 months than Joe Biden did in 4 years. But if she wants proof, she should probably ask the president himself. So here's President Trump talking to reporters about his recent annual physical at Walter Reed.
Everybody, Mr. President, just got back from Walter Reed. Land with you. I think well. Every test you can imagine. I was there for a long time. The yearly physical. I think I did well. I think they're releasing the report on Sunday. Doctors, highly respected doctors. Great place, great, amazing place, actually.
Did they give you any suggestions or advice on anything you need to change up?
A little bit, but overall I think I felt I was in very good shape. Good heart, a good soul, very good soul. And I wanted to be a little different than Biden. I took a cognitive test, and I don't know what to tell you other than I got every answer right. I took just a lot of different tests having to do with the heart, having to do with other things, and I think you'll find that they're going to release the report on Sunday.
Now, I'm betting that the Democrats will move the goalpost once we get the president's results, because that's just how it's always been. Something else that Democrats have said for years is that they're here for the working class, even though we know for a fact that they haven't done jack squat for the working class. The problem for them is that the entire country is now starting to realize this too. And hey guys, I keep getting messages from you guys, comments saying, hey Ron, I keep missing your videos. I keep missing the breaking news. Can you please make sure I get notified? So I've taken care of you guys. All you got to do is hit the link in the description down below this video or in the pinned comment and join the breaking news newsletter. That's it. Totally free.
This to me is one of the most shocking pieces of poll data that I truthfully have seen this year, or maybe in any prior year.
Really?
Yes, really, because I want you to take a look. Cares more about the needs for people like you. You mentioned the Cape Ball. We got a tie, even after this tariff war had already started, split between Democrats and Republicans on how people feel. Which party cares more for needs of people like you? And why is that so surprising? Because I want you to take a look at prior years. Democrats always lead on this question. Back in 2017, before the 2018 midterms, 13-point lead. 2005, a 23-point lead for Democrats. 1994, which was a big Republican year, a 19-point lead for Democrats. And now, all of a sudden, a tie? All of a sudden, the Democrats, who are the party of the people, no more. We get a tie on this question, on a question that has traditionally overwhelmingly been a Democratic advantage. Which party cares more for the needs of people like you? It's truly something I would not have expected to see, especially after this tariff war had begun.
Where does it show that Republicans are making the most gains?
Yeah, again, you talk about party of the people. Look at this. Cares for the needs of people like yourself. Look here. We got non-college. We got those with a college degree. Among those with a college degree, it's the same score. 8 plus 18 points for Democrats in 2017, plus 18 points for Democrats now. But look among non-college voters. Look here. It was plus 7 for Democrats in 2017, and now Republicans an overwhelmingly gain, plus 9 points. That is, the gains have been concentrated, at least within the last decade, among voters without a college degree. The working class, that is where Republicans have gained even since the beginning of the Donald Trump administration. The Democratic base is now those with a college degree. Among the working class, those without a college degree, Republicans have overwhelmingly gained on this all-important question of which party cares more for people like yourself.
Now, just to drill the point home here, it's becoming much more evident that Democrats don't care about us. Because listen to what Democratic Representative Jahana Hayes had to say about voting yes on the Laken-Riley Act.
As I've thought about it over the last couple months, I probably would have voted differently. It's a vote that I regret, but coming into this Congress, I trusted that this administration we would have some, if they wanted to have border security, they wanted to work with Democrats, that we could actually move forward. I'm not really sure of that.
They do not care for our safety at all. And this is why they're so unpopular with the American people. They care more for foreigners rather than U.S. citizens. It's like they're afraid of hurting the feelings of illegal immigrants while they know that Americans are getting hurt physically. So here's my question, guys. Do any of you believe that the Democratic Party is still the party of the working class? Well, guys, the great wealth transfer is in full effect. Our freedoms are being stolen, guys. Credit card companies are out to get us. And if you don't understand the game, well, you end up getting played by the game. Now, if you're anything like me, guys, you know, you were probably out of shape, maybe in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and just feeling like the system is just completely taking advantage of you. I remember for a long time, I could rarely ever get any time to spend with my wife. And through trial and error and through a lot of pain, I figured out how to gain freedom and also lose a lot of weight and actually get in shape. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a game changer. To no longer be living paycheck to paycheck, figuring out how to get the credit cards to pay me, the power of a strong credit score. I pay thousands of dollars less per year for the same house as my neighbor just because my credit is better than his is. And this is not to brag. I mean, but this is the truth. The banks are literally taking advantage of the poor. It's like the people who can least afford it, they're charging the poor what is like unofficially called a poor tax or a tax on the poor. I mean, I'm now at a point where, you know, like, number one, I don't pay for credit cards. In fact, credit card companies pay me to use their cards. And I figured out how to build a lifestyle that is just ultimately very, very healthy. I lost a tremendous amount of weight and I put on a lot of muscle. But when I was struggling, I wish I knew people who knew these things. So anyway, I decided to create a community of like-minded people who are also interested, just like me, in living better. So if you guys want to join my community, it's called the Liberty Pursuit Network. It is brand new. Come on over. I'd love to have you guys and join like-minded people. Be positively motivated by others who are also on the same pursuit. So I'm going to leave a link for you guys so you can join me over on the Life Pursuit Network in the description down below this video. So check it out, guys, and let's not be a victim of this great wealth transfer that is taking place right now. Now, I would love to keep updating you guys with what's happening around us, specifically with these tariffs that the president has placed on China. Now, I covered this in a recent live stream that you definitely have to check out. As always, appreciate your time. Thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.